All right, we are back with another pick'em video. Going to be going over my favorite plays for the NBA and the MLB today. Going to be a quick one. Not going to go too in depth, but just wanted to get a video out. Couldn't get one yesterday just because I was in the middle of traveling, but now I'm home, not in my normal setup. I got the travel mic on, so it might sound a little bit different too. But yeah, quick video. Just want to get you guys something because there's a ton of games, a lot of NBA, a lot of MLB, and we'll be talking about it. Got some good plays for sure, but just not going to have a ton of time to deep dive and make them, a whole bunch of plays that I like today. But going to our video picks from last time. Again, this wasn't yesterday, it was the day before. We see Giddey was our only hit. Gobert actually was a hit if you want to research this. He did get 14 rebounds and assists, 12 rebounds and 2 assists. But it was a stat correction that happened after the 30-minute window that PrizePicks gives for stat corrections. This actually has helped me in the past in my benefit. But this one, obviously that sucks to miss by 0.5. So Rudy Gobert really did get that 14th RA, but just not in PrizePicks, not going to count it for us. Kelly Oubre did not have his stuff at all. Shot 7 times in the first quarter. Just couldn't knock anything down. I don't know how much he ended up getting the game, but I know late in that game he had 4 points. So it just was not his night. The volume was there. The read was there. He'd been shooting a ton. Just didn't, couldn't hit a shot. And then Bogart, same thing. I loved the matchup. He's been hot all year to start, 3 of the games straight, been killing that hits, runs, RBIs line, and loved the matchup against the pitcher. He hit him really well over his career in like 10 plus at bats, but again, just couldn't get there for us. So 1 in 3 day, but again, Gobert did hit, so 2 and 2, still not the best in the world, but going to try to capitalize on that. We actually ended up having a great day again. We've been starting off MLB hot. Correlation's huge in MLB, so just quickly want to show you. I ended up putting these guys in a 2-man, Oubre and Bogarts. They missed, of course. Ended up missing this 0.5 with Bogarts again. Had a decent amount of points in Bogarts. But then ended up in this 10x, which was beautiful. Again, some stacking opportunity here. Went to Christian Javier for over his fantasy score. He really pitches well against the Yankees. And I comboed that with Aaron Judge under his RBIs, which some RBIs lines we get on PrizePicks are ridiculously odds. This was a minus 155 value to go under. So absolutely love to see that. And then this, again, was correlation. If Javier is playing well, probably Judge isn't going to get a run in there or an RBI. And then same thing here. No runs first inning, a nerfy. Comboed that with Julio Rodriguez in the same game, who bats second for that team. So, hey, if there's no runs in the first inning, and that means Julio doesn't get a run in that first inning, he's only got 2 more shots or whatever, 3 more shots potentially to get a run. So, again, another little correlation there for a nice 10x. I think ended up running those out in 2-mans at least. Yeah, again. Yeah, pretty solid day in the Discord on Friday for sure. Didn't post much yesterday. Not going to post much today, but I got to have some days off here. But I have posted some of these plays. Let's go to the board here. All right, so the first play I want to talk about is going to be Geraldo Perdomo. We're going with this one. This game starts at 4:10, so about 4 hours to get this in. But yeah, going to 0.5 total bases. Going to ride the hot bat of Perdomo. In baseball, that's huge. Some guys can get into slumps and not get a hit for multiple games in a row, and then they can get hot and really start cooking for multiple games in a row. And he's hitting 3 straight games. We're going to open up his outlier page and check out his graphs. But again, Perdomo over 0.5 total bases is what we're going to be landing on. So I got his graph up here. Excuse me. 2023 as a whole, we can see this is to right-handed batters or pitchers. But this is 2023 as a whole. 51% of the time he's going over this total bases mark. We can see that comes true with these slumps and these hot streaks. So not sure how many games this is in a row, but big slump there. And then just like the end of the season, huge hot streak. So I want to point that out because he's starting off the year 3 for 3 in terms of getting total bases in 3 straight games. Love to see that. Hopefully he's worked in the offseason, ready to roll to start this one. And then we do get to see in 2023 again. I had it pulled up a second ago, but he's facing a right-handed pitcher. And we can see that 2 right-handed pitchers, it does increase a tiny bit in terms of total bases. 55% of the time he's getting on base last year against righties. Now the specific matchup is Ryan Feltner. They have faced each other twice, so 2 plate appearances for Perdomo against Feltner. And Perdomo did go 0-2. I'm not hiding anything, but it's just 2 at-bats. It's not like he faced him 10 times and, only batting, hit once out of those 10 times or something. This is just 2 at-bats. If he steps up to the plate again and gets that hit, he's batting .333 against this guy right off the bat. So, yeah, Perdomo, only two at-bats against Feltner. Nothing crazy. This is about a 50-50 matchup, especially when considering his batting average, particularly to right-handed pitchers. And we can see that on outliers. So, again, if I'm going too fast, sorry, I apologize about that. But we see Perdomo here, his normal batting average 2023, 246 against anyone. Doesn't matter if it's a lefty or righty. That's just his normal batting average. Now, specifically to righties, it's also 246. So some guys have a huge difference in their batting average when facing lefties, when facing righties. It doesn't seem to matter to Perdomo. So the matchup here is what I'm getting at, is really 50-50. I'm not worried about it being really good in our favor or really bad not in our favor here. And that kind of goes into Feltner as well. He's a right-handed pitcher. Perdomo is a left-handed batter. And we can see Feltner, 2023, all stats, 265 batting averaged against. So batters typically hit 265 against him when he's pitching. But versus left-handed batters, it's literally the same as well. 267 practically is the same as 265. So nothing too crazy in terms of the matchup. Again, you do want to point out he is 0 for 2 against this specific pitcher, but two righties, two lefties doesn't seem to matter for him. So going to ride the hot hand for Perdomo here. The projection model is also loving this. So this is another data point we go to on this channel. I got Perdomo pulled up here. This is RotoWire. Check this out. 2-day free trial if you want to. Got a whole bunch of information, but my favorite part of it is the projection model they show. And 0.5 total bases, they're projecting 1.55. So do love to see that. They're actually closer to 2 than they are to 1 here. So again, only needs that one total base, and really, really, really feeling good about this one. Now, in terms of the odds, I love to go to the odds as well. Something I always go to when going over our plays. And I do want to pull him up. So we got to get NBA out of here. Perdomo right here, 0.5 bases, 53.02% chance to go over is what they're giving us. Minus 135 on Pinnacle, minus 135 on DraftKings, pretty much minus 135 across the board. So we're getting great odds on this line, and the projection models saying the same thing. Odds are saying the same thing. The hit rate's looking real good, and the matchup's nothing to be scared about, I don't think. So Perdomo, again, I said this is going to be quick, but I do deep dives on these each and every video. And he's going to be our first play, 0.5 total bases on the over. And then I've hopped over to the NBA tab here. I was going to show you a no-run first inning play, but my laptop it literally feels like it's going to explode. And opening up that graph might not be too good for it right now. But hopefully getting a new laptop soon, and I don't have to deal with that. But only going to be 2 plays today. And Nikola Jovic is going to be one of my second plays here. One of my favorite plays right now. Even though the odds aren't amazing on this, I really, really like this. And I expect him to get a decent amount of minutes tonight in a matchup against Washington. So for the NBA, kind of a weird point in the season. Some teams are not playing for anything. Some teams are battling for playoff positioning. So you got to focus on that each and every time we go out here. The Wizards are one of those teams that are horrible. They're not playing for anything. But they also just, they're one of the worst teams at giving up points, rebounds, assists, all these different types of stats. So they're just not a good team in general. And then Miami's got Jovic starting right now. So Tyler Hero's out, but Jovic is going to be a big part of their success in the playoffs. And I think if anyone needs to get going, gets more reps and more shots, it's going to be Jovic. Butler doesn't need to play extremely well against this Wizards team. He's very much in tune to get ready for the playoffs. So I think Jovic is going to be, the guy that gets a little bit more boost in an easier matchup. And as the season kind of ends here, with Miami already pretty much locked into the playoffs, they do have to find out their positioning and things like that. But I think they got to get Jovic going so they're ready for that run. Let's go over to his outlier page. I do have it pulled up. Wanted to point this out. If you like first quarter plays, the hit rate on this first quarter play has been really, really good. But the play I'm going to be going to is his 10.5 points and rebounds here. I got his page pulled up. 6 of the last 10 games, so nothing too crazy. You can see the minutes. Some of these games, if I pull up the minutes, some of these games only in 15, 17, 18 minutes. Other games, 33. And when he gets those, big minutes, he's obviously crushing this line. So I want to look at that specifically. I kind of did the, is Jimmy Butler going to play as aggressively as he usually does, or are they going to let this young guy kind of cook a little bit so he has his confidence into the postseason? And that's kind of what I'm playing with. So 2023 as a whole, 46% hit rate. We can take games without Tyler Hero out of here too, because that's obviously a big player for them. 9 of 17 games where he's gone over this in games without Hero, so it does get a little bit better. But just games in general where he's getting the minutes, he's projected for 25 minutes tonight, according to RotoWire. But even games where he's just getting, 20 minutes, even just 17, 73% of the time he's over this. 20 minutes, it's 13 to 16 games. So expecting him to get a few more minutes, a few more, time on the court. He really is looking good for this one. So points allowed, this Washington team 30th, rebounds allowed 30th, dead last in all those. Defensively, it shouldn't be a bad matchup at all. One of the better matchups. Jovic is really looking like he's going to kill this line. The only thing of the odds are not amazing. His rebounds line, 52.47. If you want to go to that, that's got pretty solid odds here. All these other sports books around minus 130 to go over that. But his 10.5 rebounds and assist line still on the over, so definitely not attacking a line that's favored to go under, but only 50.9% chance to hit. DraftKings has this at minus 120. Pretty much minus 120 is looking like that's what it looked like across the board. So definitely still slightly favored to go over, but nothing too crazy. Now, the projection model is our last data point, the last thing we'll talk about in this video. And they're loving this line. So 10.5, they're expecting 15.82. You don't see that very often. But again, kind of like what I'm thinking, maybe they think he just gets a little bit more run, a little bit more time on the floor as they try to ramp up his confidence for the playoffs. So Jovic is going to be the second play and the only play, or the only two plays of the day I got for you guys. Again, my laptop's dying here. I'm on the road. I'm at my parents' house, so I don't have all my stuff, in here. But two good plays for you. 4 o'clock game for that Perdomo play, and then Jovic doesn't play till 6, so you should have plenty of time. But hopefully tomorrow back in our normal schedule. I'm not going to be home yet. I'll still be at my parents' place, but should be having a whole bunch of opportunity and time to look at plays and give you guys the best ones I can. I'm going to be active in the Discord, nothing too crazy. I'll be posting a few slips. If you want to check out a community, highly recommend hitting the link in the description, checking out our Discord community. Again, I showed you the plays. We've actually hit 10Xs in MLB to start every single day so far. All 3 days, I didn't play much yesterday, but all 3 days that I've played, we hit a 10X. We actually hit 2 10Xs in one of those games. So we've been killing MLB. Super excited that it's back. More things to bet on, especially as the NBA kind of ends, and there's a ton of blowouts in the NBA right now. But yeah, correlation to MLB is huge, and we keep attacking that. And yeah, I think that's going to do it for today's video. Again, apologize about the audio. Me kind of speeding up this process, not the longest video in the world, and usually like to give out 3 or 4 plays rather than just 2. But if you like the video, definitely hit the like button. If this video gets to 150 likes, I doubt it will, but if it does, I'll be giving away a free month of the Discord to a random commenter. So comment anything down below. And yeah, just going to continue this hot streak. Again, not the best video picks in Friday, but had a great day in the cord. So I'll see you guys in the next one, or if you're in the Discord, I'll see you in there. Peace out.